Now Charlie and I are out, still Southern California, just a little bit outside of LA, kind of close to the Cabazon dinosaurs that we showed off already. We're out, this is the Salton Sea area, which we'll check out shortly, and then Salvation Mountain, Slab City is here too. We're going to go check out Salvation Mountain over here, get a closer look at it real quick. GoPro was just going nuts out here. I'm not sure what was up with that. It wasn't doing that any other place, but out here at Slab City and Salvation Mountain. So the guy who built this, he passed away about 10 years ago in 2014. He came out here. He was born in Vermont, and he came out here in the 80s once he heard of Slab City. I think around 84. And started building Salvation Mountain. This is the second one. The first one collapsed in 89, and then he started on this one, building it back bigger and better to last longer. First time I'd ever seen anything about Salvation Mountain was in the movie Into the Wild from the book there of Christopher McCandless's life. Alexander Supertramp. He came through here, passed through here. They showed this off in the movie, and the Leonard, the builder of all this, he was actually in the movie giving the tour. He used to give tours, free tours daily there, any visitors who would come through Salvation Mountain. But sadly, we never made it while he was still alive, but still cool that this is kept up. It's actually a foundation now. I think Salvation Mountain Foundation that takes care of this through donations and stuff, and still takes care of it, does the upkeep, and paints it. Leonard used to paint it twice a year. I don't know if that still goes on, but it's obviously still kept up, painted regularly anyway. The parts of it you can't get back through here through some parts of it, I guess, safety concerns, but it would be cool to go back through there. They do show that off a little better in the movie Into the Wild, and there's some other documentaries there too. And then the last time he was here, he had some issues with dementia, I believe, and was kind of moved into a home around 2011, but he was brought back here to visit before he died in 2013 was his last visit, and that was also filmed for TV. And in Slab City, which is another interesting thing that's shown off there in Into the Wild, it's right here at Salvation Mountain. It goes further on than what we'll show here too. We ended up having to cut this visit short here in Slab City, but it's back in the 1940s. It was Camp Dunlap, a Marine base. They pulled out and left these concrete slabs where the buildings and stuff were, and that's why it's called Slab City. It's kind of a squatters art commune sort of thing now. There's several campers here. Some of them had people living in them. Some of them had signs that said occupied, and some of them were just kind of hanging open, I guess, to go right on in if you're ready and want to. All right, we're going to head out from this part, not too far down the road, to the Salton Sea. Specifically, we're going to go to Bombay Beach, which is a pretty interesting place. It's kind of abandoned. There's still about 200 people or so that live there. Population of 231 there in the 2020 census, maybe a little less than that now because it's been declining. But at one point, kind of started back in the 50s, this was a big resort area. Frank Sinatra spent a lot of time here. The Beach Boys, Bing Crosby. So during that era, this was a big resort area. But then in the 70s, it started falling off, and then in the 80s, it was just dead. But real cool now. There's a lot of art kind of set up here on the beach. We're going to walk around and do a little exploration here. A lot of cool stuff here. Different art kind of stuff. I don't know if this was the sign says Bombay Beach Drive-In, and it looks like maybe this is actually used to show movies. The trailer up there where they kind of could use that as a movie screen. And it looked like people actually use these cars, sit in these cars and watch something. So a lot of stuff here at Bombay Beach is kind of found art, made out of just recycled whatever, but a real cool vibe, real cool look. One thing, so everything was all fine here, everybody partying it up, skiing, fishing back in the day, and then something happened with a bunch of runoff, and that changed the salinity of the water, and everything in the water just kind of died. I think 97% of the animals that lived in the water are gone, dead. The sand, it is kind of sand, dirt, and then as you get closer to the water, it's just bones too, fish bones, and the smell here is pretty rotten, pretty foul too. But real cool to just walk around and check things out. Facts about Bombay Beach is actually the southern end of the San Andreas Fault, and it's the lowest community in the U.S. It's 223 feet below sea level. This is actually just a big lake. It's not the ocean, not the sea, but real salty here due to a bunch of runoff that I was talking about earlier. You can kind of see the ground, the sand, if you want to call it that. There's sand there, but a lot of it's just tiny bones, crushed up bones there too, and not all crushed up. Some of them are just they're small little fish bones just all over the place. looks really cool. Bombay Beach was definitely one of my favorites from this visit out here. And this is the Sonoran Desert, the area where we are here. And we're going to move a little bit further north, not too far, but to the Mojave Desert, and check out a spot up there that's also abandoned. And I guess you could say kind of used for art, or graffiti anyway. It was a water park that we're going to check out that's now abandoned up there. Originally this was called Lake Dolores Water Park, and kind of started in the 60s and grew, peaked kind of in the 70s and 80s, and then sort of fell off and shut down. It was reopened, kind of redone and reopened in the 90s as Rockahoola Waterpark, and I believe that's what it was through the end when it finally shut down. But it's been shut down for a while now. Some of the stuff's still here, just kind of cool to explore and walk around, and got some really good graffiti here too. Kind of a cool, unique spot out here in the desert, and several things have used this to film. Tony Hawk filmed a commercial out here. In the late 90s, Christina Ricci and Casey Affleck, they filmed a movie out here, Desert Blue. That was set out in the desert and used this a lot as well. I've not seen that movie, but kind of makes me want to see it just walking through here. Kind of cool to see all these buildings, and then you know, the palm trees that are still left over from the water park days. You see the remnants there on the hill to where a big water slide I think would have been coming down, and right here this would have been, I guess, the lazy river floating around through there. So a lot of the stuff's gone, but there's still some cool stuff that kind of sticks around. And that's it for this this trip around. Charlie and I just checking out some spots in the desert, the Sonoran and Mojave deserts there. Just some abandoned spots, cool to check out and see some of this stuff still standing. But we're gonna head on out of here, and we'll see what else we can get into.